Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., and we're here for another episode of Upwards Conversations with our Upwards magazine. And we have, as y'all know, each month we have our cover story, our cover conversations that we do with each of those that we bring on that are on the cover, but also have articles on them. And this is the cover of August that we have. As you can see behind me, is cut off, so you can't see the top of it. But we certainly got a great conversation coming up for you all on this edition this month. So we want you to you can go on to the website http upwards magazine .strikingly.com. If you go there, you can actually check out the digital version of the magazine, and you can also order your physical copy if you'd like to get that as well. But we're coming to you each month, and we bring you just some of the most powerful, influential, impactful people that not only are part of the community, but doing for the community and have a passion for the community. And this month is no different than any other month. And our cover story, wait till y'all hear this conversation, this upward conversation. And I'm going to introduce her, but then I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about who she is, what she does, and why she's called, let me see if I can move right away, the Powerful Biz Woman. Y'all can see that right there, the Powerful Biz Woman. And that is none other than Miss Donya Zimmerman. Miss Donya, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing real good, Leroy. Dr. McKenzie, how are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I want to thank you for joining us on the Upwards Conversation podcast with Upward Magazine. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us just about the great things that you're doing. Talk a little bit about some of the things we have in the article, but we want to talk about your company, your business, and then the impact that it's having on the community. And I'd like to actually start, if we could, by having you just tell the audience just a little bit about who Donya Zimmerman is, and just a little bit about who she is, and then we'll get into our upwards conversation and a little bit more about your business.
Thank you, Dr. McKenzie, for having me on here. First of all, I want to give kudos to you, because a lot of people don't know, I've known Leroy for a while, and I've been following him for a while because he does amazing things. And side note, he is now my business advisor / business partner in the Ultimate Biz Consultants. I had to literally drag him into that position because I had a business partner. Long story short, she clocked out, and it was like everything was left to me, and I needed somebody. And that's what we focus on at the Ultimate Biz Consultants. I am a former attorney. Long story short, I had to close my law practice out due to financial mismanagement. And this is what brought me to the journey of becoming a powerful biz woman, of starting the Ultimate Biz Conference and starting the Ultimate Biz Consultants. Because the mission behind the Ultimate Biz Consultants is to educate aspiring entrepreneurs and startup businesses on protecting their business assets with a dollar sign and bankrupt proofing their business. And the reason why I really want to start with aspiring entrepreneurs and startup businesses that have been in business 5 years or less, I'll say max out 7 years or less, is because they are more open to learning how to protect their business than a seasoned entrepreneur, unfortunately. That's why my target audience is aspiring entrepreneurs in startup businesses that are like 7 years or less, that have not reached that 10-year mark. And my mission is to make sure you don't make the mistakes I did. If I had the powerful biz woman in my life, I say 10 years ago, I would still be a practicing attorney. I really would. But I didn't have the guidance that I have now, from a financial and legal standpoint. I got disbarred, to be honest, because I hired the wrong person. I was taking advice from people in my family that never had a business. I was listening to the wrong people. And that's what the Ultimate Biz Consultants do. We educate you on how to build your business on a strong legal and financial foundation. We teach you how to build that business dream team of professionals, business professionals who you need to listen to. And Leroy knows I have a joke. Your cousin Leroy, the tax preparer, should not be doing your business taxes.
Why you gotta be cousin Leroy? You know what I'm saying?
Because we all have a cousin that's named Leroy who is a tax preparer, not you. But I'm very passionate about this because I didn't have any guidance and I had no choice. Imagine you building a business. I built this business for 15 years, had a great reputation as a good family law attorney, as a good foreclosure, bankruptcy attorney. And then the next thing I know, I hired the wrong person who was mismanaging my client's money. And at the end of the day, I'm held responsible because I am the lawyer. I am the business owner. I knew how to be a lawyer, but I didn't know how to be a business owner. So it was heartening to give up my practice. I passed the bar, did everything, took me 9 times to pass, to take that bar exam and pass it. And then to just have it all thrown in my face, like whoosh, it's all gone. I didn't know what to do. So I had to come back home to Baltimore because I was living in the DC area. I had to come back home to my roots and I had to start all over again. Imagine making 6 figures a year to only making 4 figures. That's what I'm telling you, because I had to reinvent myself. I was ashamed of being disbarred. I would go apply for jobs and I was just ashamed. I wouldn't even go in for the interviews. That's how ashamed I was, because when they said they were going to do a background check, I would be like, oh my God, forget it. I'm not even going, I would get the interview and I'd be like, forget it, because they're going to see I was disbarred. They're going to see the financial part of it and all of that. I kind of clocked out. I was mentally unstable at that time. And I literally had to dig deep inside and figure out what was I going to do. And then I met this wonderful lady. She was my mentor for a minute, for about a year, at the SBDC at the old Eastern High School on 33rd Street. And she told me, I will help you. But the first thing you need to do is you need to see a therapist. You need to get your mind, because you're all over the place. And that's why I created the Ultimate Biz Conference, the Ultimate Biz Consultants with my partner, because she went through the same thing, lost her job, everything, had to start from scratch. And we came up with this mission where we don't want aspiring entrepreneurs and startup businesses to go through what we went through. And that's why I started. That's how I became the Powerful Biz Woman, because I had to become powerful within myself to realize, yes, you screwed up. Yes, you made a mistake, but take that pain point. And I did Lisa Nichols' event that she had that same year, because that's when she was getting very popular. And I read her book. I forgot the name of the book, but that book was met for me. Her event, her Power Jam event was met for me. It was a 7-day challenge to look at your pain points, face your pain points, and turn those pain points into something profitable that can help somebody else. Dig deep for those pain points. And that's what I had to do, because this is the first time, really, Leroy, that I've ever publicly said I was disbarred. I always dance around it, but I've learned to own my truth and don't be ashamed of your truth. And I met a lot of business owners who have gone to jail for tax evasion. I met a lovely young lady who went to jail because she let her husband handle the finances of her business. And he took all of her money, put everything in her name, and she was put in federal prison. Because with federal prison, you got to do all the
You
time.
do it to the
But
door,
tax
as they call
evasion,
it.
yes, and she's had to restart herself again. And she said, Donya, if I can do it, you can do it. You know, so that's how I became the Powerful Biz woman. I had to get down in the gutter, dig deep with those pain points, and bring myself back up. And it was a 10-year journey to be where I'm at now.
And I love that. And we're going to talk a little. I'm going to come back to it. But as I was listening to you and you telling your story, and you talked about Lisa Nichols, which those of us who are in that speaker world, we know the phenomenal Miss Lisa Nichols, but her talking to you, and even your mentor talking to you about the formation of your story and using what you went through to make things better for other people, so that they now have an clear understanding, so that they don't have to go through the same hurt that you went through. And I see it. I see how you set up the Ultimate Biz Consultants. Everything that you're passionate about within that has to deal with your story and what you went through, and preventing other people from having to go through that same pain and having to go through that same thing. So I love that. And I want to come back to it, but I want to ask you this: what got you started on your entrepreneurship journey? Was it being an entrepreneur something that you always wanted to be? I know you talked about having, being an attorney, having your JD. What is it? I don't know if they call that your degree. Is it a JD degree?
Juris Doctorate.
Yeah, Juris Doctorate, because my niece has the same thing. But what was entrepreneurship something that you always aspired to be, or was that something that came along as a result of once you got you started your own business? I want you to talk a little bit about that.
I always wanted to be a lawyer through Perry Mason, and the females in my family, I was the first one to really go to college. I was the first one not to have a child at a young age, not to get married at a young age. So I had a village of women on my dad's side and my mom's side who stepped in when my mom couldn't be my mom, like my two grandmothers. My father's mother raised me, and my mother's mother, she made sure I used her address because she lived in the hood near John Hopkins. I used her address to get scholarships and stuff. She said, use my address to get whatever money you need. Go see the congressperson, the council member that's that represents my neighborhood, and my dad knew a lot of people, because he went to Dunbar, and Dunbar created a lot of great people like Robert M. Bell.
Yep.
He was the judge, the head judge, the chief judge at the Court of Special Appeals. And he went to Dunbar, and he knew my dad. When I got sworn in, and he knew my dad, my mother was like, oh, you don't know the judge. My father said, let him know that Frenchie here, because Chief Judge Bell graduated a couple of years before my dad. Dunbar was like a college. So the upperclassmen, everybody knew each other. The post, what they call themselves, the post, because Dunbar was a poet.
No, they're the poets.
Dunbar
the
poets. They knew each other.
Paul Laurence Dunbar.
They knew each other. Yeah, he was a poet. And they knew each other, and they stayed in contact. They actually had their club up on North Avenue, and they all were connected. And it was like a sorority, like a fraternity. The poets, and they interconnect. And they said, Frenchie here, and she said, yes. His secretary was like, what, Frenchie? And he said, Frenchie, what you doing here? He said, my daughter just got sworn in as a lawyer. He said, I knew that name, Zimmerman. I kept looking at her, and she looked like Frenchie, because my father was known as Frenchie at Dunbar, but his real name is Douglas. So if you say Frenchie, people knew him, and he knew him. And this was the Chief Justice in the Maryland highest court that knew my father. My mother was taken aback, and I looked at my mother and said, see, you bougie, and you think my dad don't know people. Obviously, it was something about my dad that attracted you to him, because he had the connections. But my dad didn't take advantage of those connections. But every connection he had, I took advantage of it. And that's what drove me to be an attorney. But the thing was, I didn't want to practice. I wanted to be in a law firm. But back then in the late 90s, early 2000s, there were not that many Black lawyers out there like there is now, like with your niece, LaTanya, all these great female Black male attorneys out there. We didn't have that. It was like a dime a dozen. If it was one Black attorney, it was 20 white attorney counterparts. And they didn't want to hire us. Now, let me tell you a story. This is how bad they were. My Aunt Tricky, she's not really my aunt. You know how Black folks are. Everybody's auntie. My cousin Sade's aunt on her father's side, she was my aunt because they all grew up together. It's like their family, the Butlers and Zimmermans knew each other. And they, and so she was a lawyer and she knew the Murphy. She interned with William Murphy. And so she said, Donya, make sure you copy your bar application, because when you become an attorney, you have this big packet where they do this investigation on you. It's like, woo, it's deep. It's like an FBI, CIA investigation. They contact family, friends, neighbors, everything. If you want to be an FBI agent or be a lawyer, you got this thick packet. She said, make sure you copy your packet, because what they're going to try to do, because when they find out you are Black, they're going to try to mix your packet, your bar packet, with somebody else's packet. And when that white guy leaned back and said, tell me about the DUI that you got in 1992. And I said, sir, first of all, I don't even have a driver's license. I said, second of all, I have a learner's permit and I'm working on getting my license. And I said, I think you got my application mixed up with somebody else's. And I had my big packet. No. I said, yes, because this is my packet. I made copies. I went to Staples and made sure I made copies because I was told to always have copies. That's what that's what we were taught in law school. Make copies of everything you turn in. And to see his face turn red, Leroy, it was like, and my Aunt Patricia was correct. When you get into this legal field, they will not show you the respect that you deserve. And I always wanted to work for a law firm and work my way up to become partner, but I was the wrong color and I was the wrong sex. So I had no choice. I was thrust into entrepreneurship. I never wanted to be an entrepreneur. I wanted to be like Joan on Girlfriends, work my way up, or Claire Huxtable, work my way up and marry a doctor. But life happens. So I was forced to become an entrepreneur. Like my grandmother said, if they don't open the doors for you, open your own doors. And the sad thing is, they didn't even prepare us to be a lawyer. You take this course before hanging out your shingles. The only important thing they told us to do is get a trust account, IALTA account, and get professional liability insurance. They didn't teach us about incorporating. They didn't teach us about the different other insurances. They didn't teach us how to stay in good standing as LLC. Wow. It was just nothing. And so once I became, I knew how to be I was an excellent family law attorney. I could negotiate, child custody agreements, separation agreements. You give me anything legal, bam, bam. But when it came to handling the client's money, it was just, I was never good at math. I always had to have a tutor. And that's what happened. I was never on an entrepreneurial journey. It was thrust and forced upon me. And I wish I would have had a Dr. McKenzie, a Donya Zimmerman 20 years ago. I would still be an attorney. I would still be attorney. I'd be like LaConya, Tanya, and I'd be helping. But then I don't have any regrets because I'm still using my legal background to help people.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I want you to talk about this. I want you to tell, how has entrepreneurship shifted from when you first started your business to now? And then I want you to talk about from now to where you kind of see it going in the future, if you can, just a little bit.
Well, when I started, you had to go out and network. If COVID-19 happened 20 years ago, a lot of businesses would have shut down. Right. And I think the wonderful thing that happened for businesses is the virtual. Everything is on computer. The advancement in technology, computer technology, general technology has really, really helped businesses. Like if we were doing this interview, you would probably have a radio show or a local TV show where I would have to come to you. We don't have to do that. You're in the comfort of your home. I'm in the comfort of my home. And we can still connect. We can still have meetings. COVID-19 wouldn't have worked out in 2000 compared to 2022. And that's being honest. That's the advancement. I think technology has really, really helped entrepreneurs because you don't have to go out there and network and hustle and hustle. I still think in person is better.
Absolutely.
But you have a further reach, Dr. McKenzie. You don't have to just stay in the DMV area to have business. You can have clients in New York. You can have clients in Africa. You can have clients in London, Europe, wherever you want. That's the one thing I noticed about today's entrepreneurship. That's why it baffles me why people have all these gifts and talents and they don't take advantage of the technology. If they had to do entrepreneurship when we started 20 years ago, they wouldn't have made it. No, they wouldn't have made it. So for me, the second go around as an entrepreneur has been more eye-opening. It has been more eventful, beneficial. Now monetary, it has not been that great, but it's getting there because I've realized the first 5 years of my official business, because we really didn't launch until 2017, really didn't, so it's 5 years. First, between 5 years and 10, that's when I know, but 1 in 5 years, I had to figure out what was going on. Lost a partner, had to change products and services, had to reinvent the wheel, had to upgrade my brand, because that was another thing, back 20 years ago, it was more about your reputation, not your brand. Because anybody can make a brand popping and have an awesome business, but your reputation is very important too. Integrity is very important too. So I see a lot of people, they be, oh, I got this, I got that. But then when you get reviews about them, they have this powerful brand, but their customer service sucks. That's why I tell people, before you hire anybody, do investigate them, get to know who they are, because it's a lot of people with wonderful brands out there who are making the 6-7 figures, but their customer service sucks. And another thing about now is that anybody can pretend to be a business owner. That's one thing I don't like, because back in the day, you had to have proof. You had to have your certificates, your bar, everything, your professional licenses up. Because they had a young lady that was pretending to be an attorney, and she wasn't an attorney. And she was up there doing people's, what was she doing? Helping people with trademark. And she would take their money and she wasn't filing their trademarks. And come to find out, she wasn't even an attorney. And I had a few, like a coach had actually hired this young woman. And I was like, okay, you got me in your group. I'm supporting your group. Did you think to bother to reach out to me and say, Donya, can you check this young lady out? Or Donya, would you mind getting one of your attorney friends and talking about trademark? Because I know you. She went to somebody else and come to find out this lady was not a licensed attorney. She wasn't even a paralegal.
Well, I mean, and the thing of that was that she was probably charging a little less than what an actual attorney was, and somebody thought that they could cut corners and say, hey, I can get this done at a cheaper rate, with this person. They promised me this, and unfortunately that was the result of it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and like my grandmother, always said, cheap is not always the best.
Yeah.
The best for your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
She said it's okay to be frugal, but don't be cheap.
Yeah,
Because
sometimes
when
you
you
get what you pay
cheat,
for, you know.
is
Exactly.
you get what you pay for. That's what my grandmother always said.
Yeah.
If you're going to be cheap, it's a difference between being frugal
Mhm.
and economically smart
Conscious. Yep.
and
Yep.
being cheap.
Yep.
You
It's
know,
a
that's
big
why
difference.
like our mothers, mothers and grandmothers used to get those coupons out and make us clip. Remember the Sunday paper? We would get those coupons and they would make us clip those coupons. And that was being economically smart, where they could get the name brand cereal because they have a coupon. You know, the only time they got the store brand is when they couldn't afford it. And then what they would do, like my grandmother would do, she would keep the name brand Fruit Loops and get the Fruity Loops, the store brand Fruity Loops, and then put them in a Fruit Loop box. And we didn't know the difference.
See, that's wisdom right there. That's wisdom.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
smart. She was economically smart because I know they ain't going to eat these Fruity Loops,
Right.
but they'll
So
eat the
they'll
fruit.
eat the fruit.
She would put the, instead of the sugar smacks, she would get the brown snacks and they're bagged up and she would put it in the box.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what I've learned, that you know, your reputation is key, because I don't think you would want to do business with me if you didn't research me and say, let me see what this powerful biz woman is about. You know, she's been to a couple of my events, but I got to see what she's about. And I understand some people where, you know, they have done stuff for you, and then they get to a point in their level like, no, Donya, I can't do it. You know, I've done it free for you. When you're able to afford me, then we can talk. And I've had a lot of collaborators that have said that, and I understood. You free, you know, reduced is not always good for your brand. That's another thing, is as you upgrade your brand, you have to let go of certain people from your circle to make room for new people.
Absolutely. Now I want you to talk a little bit. Can you talk a little bit about what it is to be a woman entrepreneur? What does that lens look like? Being in this world, because, and I told you this before, that what you do, this protect your, bankrupt proof your biz, it's not something that's readily talked about. So can you talk about that within that framework, and how being a woman is that, do people look at you kind of sideways? Like, when you talk about protect your, bankrupt proof your biz, or what is it being a woman entrepreneur? What does that mean to you?
20 years ago, it was like scary because you didn't have that support group. But 20 years down the road, it is so wonderful to see my brown sisters and my Black sisters doing this thing, and they support each other. We support each other more than we've ever supported each other. And statistics show that there are more women of color who are entrepreneurs. There are more women starting their own businesses than men. And me and my father were talking about that, you know, one day, where we were saying, it's inflation, but my father said, it seems like Black folks, they really making money during inflation. Every time I turn around, you're sharing some video about some Black person starting a business. I said, Daddy, because we've always had to create our own, because they never wanted to give us anything. And whenever we had something, they tried to take it from us. So we have always been in survival mode, but we're no longer in survival mode. We are in thriving mode. The Black community is coming back up. I don't care what anybody says. Out of any other race, I see the Black community really coming up, because there are a lot of people starting legitimate businesses and they're paying it forward. They're giving back to their community. They're making sure that jobs are being created. Look what me and you are doing. We are in the DMV area. We want to make sure that in Baltimore City, that opportunities for entrepreneurship are made, so that when people create a business, they can stay in business, and then in turn they create jobs. So I find that women are more supportive of each other now. They're not hating on each other as we used to. You still have a few that hate, but hey, you know, don't hate, congratulate. That's what I say. It's a few people out there that still hate, and you look at them, you tell them, love them from afar, as my brother Derek says. When it comes to some family members, you got to love them from afar, and you keep it moving. You only gravitate towards people who have the same beliefs and ideas. And that's why I gravitated to you, Leroy, as I notice how you work with a lot of women entrepreneurs and you support a lot of women entrepreneurs. You got Kendall, you support Latanya Moore. You're always backing the sister. And I say, you know what? That's what I need. I need to stop fooling around with some of these women who are all about themselves. And, like me and a friend were talking about, we pour into them, but they never pour into us. It's like one-sided with them. And I'm like, why am I always pouring into this coach and that coach, and they're not supporting me? They don't pour into me. So I said, you know what? I need to start looking for people as collaborators and, where we can cooperate and pour into each other and support each other. That's the key. And a lot of women entrepreneurs out here, the only thing I hate when it comes to us female entrepreneurs, it's like a clique. You always got to have that one leader and they have their tribe. I don't like that. I don't need a chief. I don't need to be part of your tribe, and I'm not going to be part of your tribe. I will be a collaborator with you. I will be a colleague, but I'm not part of your tribe. If you're not going to be a part of my tribe, I'm not wasting my time, because I got tired of being, you have the leader female up here and then the tribe, and she's not supporting the tribe for them to come up. It's not fair. And we shouldn't do that.
And the thing of it is with that, and then I want to move on. The thing of it is with that, I always think in terms of partnerships and collaboration. I'm not here for now. Of course, like you said, you need to have a mentor. That's that person that you can learn from and that'll pour into you. But everybody's not going to be my mentor. I'm here so that we can network with each other. We can collaborate with each other. We can partner with each other to make each other better. Because just like you're growing your business, or you're trying to grow your business, or you've grown your business, but at the same time, hey, if you're right, if you're not going to support me, why should I be supporting you in your business? It's not a one-sided thing. It's not a one-sided transaction. It's not a one-sided, that's not a partnership. That's not a collaboration. It's about where we're both in it, to see how we both can benefit from it. It should be a win-win from it. So I like that. And that there is a difference. Now I want to talk to you about how the Ultimate Biz Consultants is impacting the community, because that's what UPWORDS magazine is about. We talk about those, and your business is deeply entrenched in the community. So I want you to talk a little bit about that. How important is that for you and the Ultimate Biz Consultant to be a part of the community in which you all do?
Well, I think it's very important, and I want to thank my friend. We both know him, our colleague and friend Omar Muhammad.
Yes.
Because I noticed when I changed my brand and my messaging, he started reaching out to me. Donya, I need you to come to Morgan and do this. Donya, I need you to. In this past year, I think I have spoken at 3 of his events.
Okay.
And whenever he has an event, I come to it. I made the conscious decision to connect with Omar because he was the person that is in my local community, Northwood, because I live like literally 10 minutes. I can walk to the Morgan campus from my house.
Okay.
So, and the business center is right there at the Northwood Shopping Center. I live literally 5 minutes away. It's only like a 5-minute walk. So I said I needed to connect with someone who was in the community and who was in the business community in this area. And it was Omar. And like he introduced me to the young ladies that have the Cube on Harford Road. That's the only innovative workspace owned by Black women, and they own the business. And that's only 15 minutes off of Harford Road, 15 minutes from my house. Walking, it'd probably be 20 for me. Somebody else, maybe 15. But, I'm starting to really reach out to the community. And I've taken a lot of courses through Morgan, because through their entrepreneurship program, because Morgan has a lot of young and, industrious, innovative young men and women of color who is going to make a big change in the Baltimore area. And they don't necessarily come from this area. It's like once they start in Morgan, they're staying here. They come from other states, but they have made Baltimore City their home. And they want to make Baltimore City a better place. So for me, when I met this young lady and she knew what I was going to do, she said, Donya, if you can get a course together, I can help you get through with the HBCUs. I can help you get the contracting that you need to get this course in college, the HBCU colleges like Morgan and Compton here, in the high schools, because it's a lot of young high school students who do not want to go to college, who want to start their own business. And like me and you were talking, Dr. McKenzie, about the squeegee boys, you know, we need to do something for them, you know, and with a course like this, instead of putting them in job programs, let's put them in this program to teach them how to start their business, how to make being a squeegee, wiping windows, wiping cars, turn it into a car washing business. Teach them how to make a mobile car washing business. You know, you don't necessarily have to have a brick and mortar. You know, you can go to your customers. And some customers like that now, especially due to COVID, where they can get their car washed, you bring everything to them. Teach them about entrepreneurship. Help them get their high school diploma, help them get their GED, whatever training they need. That's what we need. And that's what the Ultimate Biz Consultants wants to do in the Baltimore region, is be a source for people to come when you start your business. The SBA, the SBDC, all of them do a wonderful job. The Urban League, they all do a wonderful job with helping you start your business, but they don't teach you how to protect your business asset. That's the missing link that I realized that was here.
I love that. And I want you to stay right there. And I want you to talk about UBC and how your business meets the needs of the clients and the community that you are part of.
Well, the premise behind the Ultimate Biz Consultants, our mission is to educate aspiring entrepreneurs and startup businesses, 7 years or less, 5, whatever, about how to legally and financially protect your business. You know, we help you understand why it's important to have your business dream team. And your business dream team is an attorney. It is a bookkeeper. It is a certified public accountant or tax professional. And when I talk about tax professional, I'm not talking about tax prepared. I'm talking about a certified public accountant, an accountant, or an IRS enrolled agent. And with the IRS enrolled agent, they are like an attorney for you, because they can represent you with the IRS. It's going to cost you money, like when you get an attorney to legally protect you and go to court. That's what an IRS enrolled agent or a certified public accountant can do. You have accountants, but a certified public accountant and an IRS enrolled agent, they are able to represent you when you may be audited, because I had been audited by the IRS. And that's one thing I learned, was to always have a good accountant. And they always made sure, back then we had floppy disk and disk, and he would scan everything and put everything on the disk. And when I got through those audits, the IRS agent was like, Ms. Zimmerman, you are the first person that came organized. Because usually when we audit businesses, they come with receipts in the shoebox. But you had your stuff on your desk. You had a notebook of all of your tax returns. And we saw the error, and it was your accountant's fault. He made a mistake and put an extra zero somewhere that he shouldn't have put, and that was a type. You're fine. You're free to go. The 2 times I was audited because of my accountant, and that's very important. And that's what we focus on. People only want to focus on how can I get the clients, the paying clients, and make the money. You get the clients, you make the money, but what happens if you get that one partnership that goes awry, or that one business deal that does not go through, or the government forgets to pay you and you have to pay your employees, or you get that one customer that said, you know what, she didn't do what she said she was going to do, so I'm going to sue her. That's what we focus on. We focus on preparing you for the what ifs legally and financially in business. Because you got to build like the Bible says, if you don't build your house on a strong foundation, a hurricane can come and a roof may be knocked off, but if you see that house still standing on a strong foundation, all they have to do is put the roof back on. They may have to fix some stuff, but the foundation is still there. You may get sued by a customer, but if your legal foundation and financial foundation is strong, you can bounce back. And that's what happened to me. I was not able to bounce back because I didn't have a strong financial foundation or legal foundation. So that's what we focus on, because we want businesses to thrive in the major cities like Baltimore City, Chicago, Detroit, because these cities really have potential, but they need strong, sustainable, profitable businesses to fulfill that potential.
I love that. I love that. I love it. How'd you get the name Powerful Biz Woman?
My mentor gave it to me.
Really?
She
Okay.
said, you are a powerful businesswoman. And then my best friend Caprice, she said, Donya, instead of calling yourself powerful businesswoman, call yourself powerful biz woman. She gave me the B-I-Z to make it unique.
Yeah, to make it cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. I want you to give, really quick as we wind down, if you can give folks 3 keys to bankrupt-proofing their biz. Can you talk a little bit about that and give them 3 keys just to start with? We know it's a whole list of things that we take with you, but give them 3 keys, 3 points.
The first thing is, do not listen to people who tell you, oh, you don't need a business plan. Write a business plan, because a business plan is your roadmap to your business sustainability, not just business success. I'm tired of people saying, oh, you just need business success. No, you need sustainability, because you left your 9-to-5 job and you want this business to make money for you for longevity. So you need a business plan to understand how you can make sure that your business is sustainable and last past you. You want to leave a legacy of prosperity, not debt, to your family. So that's number 1. Number 2, make sure you have a legal plan. You need to have a legal plan. And me and Leroy came up with this concept, because people do the business plan, but they don't put anything in place to legally protect their business. So including in your business plan, you need a legal plan, which includes, how you're going to protect your business, making sure you have that insurance that you need. Because a lot of service-based businesses don't realize you should have professional liability insurance. You should have an attorney on your business dream team. You should have a notebook of legal documents that you use in your business transactions on a daily basis with partners, other businesses, B2B, B2C. When I say B2B, that means business to business. B2C means business to customer. You got to make sure. And then with that business plan, you need to know your business is not going to last forever. So you need to have, that's number 3. You need a succession plan or exit strategy plan. So you need 3 plans: the business plan, the legal plan, and the succession plan. And I'm gonna add another bonus. You need a financial plan. So there's 4 plans to having a sustainable business, not just successful, but sustainable. There's a difference between successful. You can be successful for 2 years and that's it. But if you want to go beyond those 2 years, sustainability is key. That's the key.
I love that. Now y'all see why they call her the Powerful Biz Woman with all of that. I love it. I love it. Now, what is UBC, or the Ultimate Biz Consultant, building for the rest of 2022? What you got going on, and then what's coming in 2023?
Well, me and Dr. McKenzie, we are brainstorming, and we are creating the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz Academy program. And this is an 8-week program where once you leave, and this is for aspiring entrepreneurs and startup businesses, that's our focus group. But if you're a seasoned entrepreneur and you say, hey, I need to set some things legally and financially in place for my business, this is for you as well. And with this Bankrupt Proof Your Biz 8-week academy program, we created the program, the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz Academy. And this is our first product under that. And it's the Bankrupt Proof Your Biz 8-week program. And within those 8 weeks, you will have your business plan written up. You will have your legal plan done, your financial plan, and your succession/exit strategy plan. So you'll have 4 plans that I talked about, all done and ready, so that you will build a sustainable business. When you finish with our course, you will have those 4 plans and you will have your business dream team set up, because what we'll do is that you reach out to the accountant. When is your first meeting with the accountant? Did you reach out to the attorney? When is your first meeting with your attorney? You know, we're going to have you go through this 8-week program, and then you're going to have an actual plan, a whole business plan that not just includes competitive marketing. It includes a legal plan, a financial plan, and a succession plan for when you no longer want to be in business. And you need to sign up for this, because for this, it's only going to be 10 participants, because it's very intensive, and we're only going to limit it to 10 participants, because we want to make sure we can give them our undivided time. Because not only will you have the 2 courses, it's going to be 8 weeks, 2 hours per week, and you're going to have assignments to complete. And by the end of the course, you're going to have your business plan completed in order to graduate from the program. This is it's an actual course, like if you were in college and you're doing online, you're going to school online. That's what it is. It's a course, and it will get you ready for business, because you'll have your 4 plans, you know, and you'll have them written out, and you'll have your business dream team built up. And you'll get books. We'll have professional educators, instructors. We'll have an attorney. We'll have an accountant. We'll have an insurance agent and a financial planner who will be part of it. And me and Leroy will also be the instructors too. And we're also going to talk about your mind, because in order for you to be successful as an entrepreneur, you have to create that entrepreneur mindset. Leroy has a special name for it himself, and I'll let him tell you once I'm done. But that's what we're working on. And our first class will be from February 2023 to March 2023, but we're going to launch it in September, the first week of September. We're just finishing the final touches, but we're going to launch it in September, and we're going to have a special price for it. You know, the original price is going to be $14.97, but we're going to mark it down to $7.97 for the first group in the course. But you have to purchase your ticket no later than December the 31st. After that, it goes back up to the regular price. And we do have payment programs. If you want more information about it, we'll have it up. You can go to www.ultimatebizconference.com, but we'll have everything up, the landing page and everything up the first week of September.
I love it. I love it. I'm excited for that, and I think it's gonna be a game changer for entrepreneurs, because it's like we've said, it's something that's not talked about. This is an aspect that I don't care, the coaches that are out there, the consultants that are out there, all of these business folks are out there. I don't see anybody doing this and talking about this. So how can people connect with you if they want you to come speak, or if they want to be able to see some of the other products and services that the Ultimate Biz Consultants offer?
You can reach me www.ultimatebizconference.com. That's our website, and that's Ultimate BIZ as in zebra conference.com. Our email address is info@ultimatebizconference.com or ultimatebizconference@gmail.com. And I just learned our phone number, so you got to forgive me. I got a new phone number, so please forgive me. I always gotta look it up, you know, but I got it saved so I know where it's at, you know, and I'll give it to it. Our number is 443-232-0407. 443-232-0407, and that's info@ultimatebizconference.com. and ultimatebizconference@gmail.com. And we also have, I'm on Instagram as Powerful Biz Woman. I'm on LinkedIn as Donya Zimmerman, JD. So you can reach me there. And I have the Facebook group, the Ultimate Biz Leaders, and the Facebook group page, the Ultimate Biz Conference. So you can, if you just plug in Donya Zimmerman, a Powerful Biz Woman, or Ultimate Biz, it'll pop up.
Now you're on YouTube
That's
as well,
the good
too,
thing.
right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm YouTube, the Ultimate Business Conversation. I forgot about my YouTube page.
Definitely want to mention that, where people can go and get just some great content that that you're not going to see anywhere else when it comes to protecting your assets, and bankrupt-proofing your biz, because that's what it's about. It's not just about starting the business. It's, as Donya was saying, it's about sustainability. It's about keeping the doors open. It's about keeping the doors open financially as well as legally. Those are the two dynamics that Ultimate Biz Consultants deals with: protecting your assets from a financial perspective and protecting your assets from a legal perspective. Because we've got to. It's imperative that we, as entrepreneurs, understand that there's too many businesses that have gone out of business because of financial issues or legal issues. I mean, if you're watching some of the things that have been on YouTube that have happened to business owners, entrepreneurs, entertainers, this is definitely something that they can use and that they need to be a part of. So, Ms. Donya, I want to thank you for joining us today. This has been a great conversation, as you all can see. Hopefully that this is some information that you can take and that you can gain from, but then also you can get more information from the Powerful Biz Woman and Ultimate Biz Consultants. You can check them out. You want to give your website one more time, how they can connect with you, and then I'll close out with the website.
My contact information is www.ultimatebizconference.com, and our email addresses are info@ultimatebizconference.com, ultimatebizconference@gmail.com, and our phone number is 443-232-0407. And we're on LinkedIn, Donya Zimmerman JD, YouTube, Ultimate Business Conversation, Ultimate Biz Leaders is our Facebook group. Join us, because Leroy put some powerful messages in there. And also we have the Cover Your Biz Educators. That's another one of our Facebook. But if you just look up Donya, I'm everywhere, and Powerful Biz Woman everywhere. But it's www.ultimatebizconference.com.
Thank you, sir. I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you for being our August cover. Y'all go out, you can order that. Go to http://upwordsmagazine.strikingly, and that's strikingly.com/. You can go there, you can get the digital download there, in addition to you can order a copy if you want the physical copy. If you like me, you can get it in your hands, you can touch it, turn the pages on.
I'm gonna order the physical copy
and have that done for you. So this has been another phenomenal episode of Upwards Conversations with your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder with Upwards Magazine. And as we're here to inspire and to uplift you. So we want to thank y'all for joining us, and we'll talk to y'all soon.